it, Mark, if we beat you on Thursday. I absolutely love it, in the words of Kevin Keegan.
Allocated. Tommy Lee lifts it up towards the edge of the area. Byrne tries to get underneath it. Lashley will hit it. Deflected. It's in! That's the move! Unbelievable! That's the move! Unbelievable! In the dying seconds, Bradford City have found the goal that sends them automatically into League One.
Right, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to Chickens on the Loose podcast / the football show. In today's podcast, we're talking about Bradford City versus Grimsby, the post-match game against AFC Wimbledon, and then also be talking about the weather forecast if you want to chat about, vent about anything, and also be talking about transfers as well. And also, if you do want to come and join, feel free on Chickens on the Loose podcast. We are live on all social sites, so come and join. And today I should be joined by Jack.
Good evening, Johnny. How are you?
I'm sound. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you.
And Doncaster superfan Chal.
Good evening. I don't know how I've found any spare time on deadline day of all days, but yeah, I've found a spare bit of time to get involved this week.
So we're going to start off, Jack, with your thoughts on the AFC Wimbledon game. So what was your thoughts on it?
What a game it was. From the first minute to the 96th minute, the Valley Parade was just bouncing. When we went 1-0 down, we literally got behind the lads. And obviously we equalised just before half-time. And then we obviously went 2-1 down from very silly defending mistakes, to be fair. It was a nice flick from their player. Nothing much Sam Walker could have done. His positioning was a bit off. But then we obviously, Graham decided to make some, just before the changes, Bobby Poynton obviously equalised. And then we made 3 changes. And then soon as Will Swan came on, the game just changed. The last 15 minutes or so, Bradford were all over Wimbledon. We were attacking, we were pressuring. And it got to the point where we were pressuring that hard, the goalkeeper made a mistake. And it was just an open net, and Will Swan went and gone and banged the third one in on the 83rd minute. I think Alexander made the changes at the right time. We needed to make some changes, but he did it at the bang on the right time. It's another 3 points for us, which is absolutely wonderful. Wimbledon wasn't a very easy game. Can definitely tell you that for a fact. Their defending is probably going to be very scary this season for all clubs. So yeah, in my opinion, it was a great game, and we're quite lucky to win that.
So I missed the Bradford game due to being at a wedding in Carlisle, but I did listen to the game in the wedding reception with me AirPods. And I thought it sounded like Bradford had a bit of a crappy first 10 minutes or so. And then
First 20 minutes we were very, very crap. There was no chances being made on often. Baldwin just looked like he was asleep. He just kept giving them the ball.
And then I saw Wright, so after I went to the wedding, obviously I saw the highlights, but then I saw Wright's goal, the first goal, where he's headed it in, but he's took the keeper out with him. So do you think that was a foul, Jack, or?
Not a chance.
Okay.
No.
And then, obviously they scored Wimbledon, then Bobby Poynton scored. I think Humphreys crossed it to the keeper, then it bounced off the keeper and Poynton just tapped it in, really.
It wasn't a cross, it was a shot from Humphreys. It was a shot from Humphreys, and then it came off the keeper, and obviously the keeper was on the floor still. Bobby Poynton was able to get the ball and obviously put it in the back of the net.
And then the third goal for Bradford, I saw the highlights again where AFC Wimbledon in the own half, Bradford are pressing. They've pressed them that hard, the goalkeeper's gone like, what the fuck am I doing here kind of thing. Messed up. And then it's like bounced off one of their players and come straight to Will Swan to tap it, or to do a bit of a chip into the net from, I think, about 12 yards out, probably 15 yards out.
Somewhere on that line, yeah. It was in the box.
Okay. Charles, did you see any of the Bradford highlights?
I think not a lot, I'll be honest. From what I did see, though, I felt the game looked comfortable. Definitely more so. I thought Bradford were more the better side. But yeah, I'm just impressed by Bradford overall this season so far. I think you've taken to League One like a duck to water, like you'd never been away. But yeah, I thought Bradford looked solid overall. I thought it looked all right.
Just before we go into the Grimsby game, Jack, I want to get your live reaction to this. Blackpool, we are delighted to welcome Scott Banks to Bloomfield Road on a season-long loan from
no, really?
Yeah. From German side, St. Pauli FC. What's your thoughts on that, guys?
Ooh. Really bad with that signing.
Ooh, that's talent-wise, that's a good signing for Blackpool.
It is a very good signing for Blackpool. Obviously, he's a former City player, isn't he? Obviously, then went abroad, and now he's back in League One. So it'll be nice to play against him. He'll get a nice reception from us. But
I think Blackpool's getting a more well-rounded version of Scott Banks, especially now he's had that experience in another country. I think they're getting a more well-rounded, experienced version of Scott Banks. Yeah, sure,
100%.
So I think at this stage of his career, to get game time away from Europe back in England, I think it's a really smart bit of business because Blackpool needed a direct winger who can play 4-3-3, adapt to 4-4-2 as a deeper wide midfielder if needed. And I think Banks has got the pace, but also at times the physicality to maybe do that and play that role. So, I think it's very smart business by Steve Bruce.
Yes, when Scott Banks played for us, he knew what he was doing. He's a young player. It's very amazing that he's gone from us to then abroad, and then he's come back into England. He's got the experience now. Still young. He's got the pace, and he knows how to find the back of the net at the end of the day. So yeah, it's really, really good business for Blackpool, and I hope he does very well. And good luck to him.
Yeah, so Scott Banks is joined on a season-long loan from St. Pauli. He played for Bradford and he was pretty good for Bradford, I thought. It's just a shame Bradford didn't pick him up, but that's how life goes. So, moving on now to Bradford versus Grimsby. It's a 7:30 kickoff and it is live on the Sky Sports Plus app. And the referee for that game is... wherever it is, I've just had it, is Paul Madison. Then there's David Jarvis and Adam Nicole, and the fourth official is Drew Dutton. And Paul Madison has had 2 appearances in League 2, where he's dished out 6 yellow cards, 1 second yellow, he's playing a red, no penalties. In the National League, he's had 2 appearances, 7 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. Altogether, he's had 4 appearances, 13 yellow cards, 1 second yellow, 1 red, and no penalties. Just going into a little bit more detail for people. So Bradford's previous games, Grimsby's previous games, they've won against Newport, they've won against Walsall, they've drawn against Accrington Stanley, they've drawn against Man United but won on penalties, and then they've lost against Bristol. Bradford have won Luton 2-1, won Stockport 2-1, drawn against Peterborough 1-1, Stoke they won 3-0, and then they've beaten AFC Wimbledon 3-2. And then inside, Bradford have scored 11 goals in their last 5 matches, and Grimsby have scored 6 goals in their last 5 matches. And then team news-wise, Bradford may be without Curtis Tilt for Tuesday's EFL Trophy clash after the defender came up with an injury issue in a 3-2 win over AFC Wimbledon last weekend. However, Alexander may look to name a similar side against the Mariners as Bradford hope to maintain the undefeated start of the season through Will Swan could be awarded a start after scoring in all the last 4 appearances. Changing maybe Artell elsewhere in the side after 1-0 loss to Bristol Rovers with George McCretron and Cameron Gardner in contention to start. As Grimsby Cup hero Tyler Warren and Christy Pym, Darren Byrne and Charles Burnham could all start in the EFL Trophy. So the possible lineup for Bradford would be Walker, Baldwin, Wright, Kelly, Halliday, Power, Lee, Torre, Lapsley, Poynton and Swan. With Grimsby's possible starting lineup, I do apologise if I butcher names, is Pym, Rogers, Warren, McJanet, Staunton, who used to play for Bradford, Byrne, Green, McEachran, can't even pronounce that kid name, but Keroni, Burnham and Kibba. And then that's that. So, Jack, what's your thoughts on that?
The Virtue Trophy. It's one of the trophies that no one actually really cares about, do they? Obviously, we got to the semi-finals last season. Obviously, watching Grimsby the other day against Man United absolutely shocked me. Then we know that they can fight for a win. We've got the home advantage. We haven't lost at home in God knows how many games. Grimsby are a good away side, should I say? Then they like playing away. They can win games away. I don't really know. I'm not really bothered about the Virtue Trophy, to be honest with you. If we get the win, we get the win, don't we? It's the group stages that no one really cares. But it'll be a good game. It won't be easy for us, I don't think. But we'll just see what happens, won't we?
So what's your score predictions for tomorrow?
I'd say 2-1 win to City.
And Chal?
You know what? I'm going to go 2-2 and Bradford win on penalties, which I believe is the format for these group stage matches. I'll go Bradford winning on penalties, I think, after a 2-2 draw. I think Grimsby's got a lot of spirit, and I think they'll get something out of it.
I think Bradford are going to win 3-0, and Robbie, thank you for reminding me. Former Bradford City defender Luke Hendry has joined Bradford Park Avenue as well. And
I spoke to Luke Hendry when I went to Morecambe a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, he was a great guy. I was a bit surprised about that, to be honest, that he moved, because I talked to him whilst we were coming off the pitch, and he said it was a whole bright new era for everyone, and everything we're moving forward. It's all about looking forward. But I did not suspect Luke Hendry was going to go, so I was a bit surprised about that, to be honest.
So before we go on to the so let's do the weather forecast. So weather forecast tomorrow for the Bradford game is the sun will rise at 6:17 a.m. and will set at 17:56 tomorrow. And it seems like it's going to be absolutely pissing it down tomorrow. So make sure you wrap up warm and probably take a brolly with you. And it's going to start off at 3 o'clock with the rain, and then we're going to get some showers, but then the sun will come out a little bit and then it'll cloud over. So that's your weather forecast. Haru's joined. There we go. So Haru, when it comes through. Are you there, Haru? So Haru, what was your thoughts on the AFC Wimbledon game?
Right, so the Wimbledon game, it was obviously another win. To be honest, I was watching it not from the Cop today. I was watching it that day. I was at Valleyprim, but I was in a different stand because I had to move. But it was a bit point first half. Don't get me wrong. We were 2-1 down or something like that, and then we managed to pull it back in second half. Once again, made it 3-2 to the Bantams. Obviously, wins Will Swan. Honestly, he's going to be a cracking player here at Bradford City. He has been scoring goals left and right, day and night. But yeah, he has been doing amazing for us. So That's really I've all got to say. We've a bit point first half, but we brought it back in second half. With Graham, once again, we gave us a good talking time. We roared in the second half with the atmosphere-wise, and the Bantams have managed to pull it back, making it 3-2. So, another win in the bag. Roll on next game. That's all I can say.
So, Callie says we struggled and we're lucky. Haru, what's your thoughts on the Grimsby game tomorrow?
Should be a good game. First group stage of the Virtu Trophy. Obviously, Grimsby, good to see Jamie Walker return to Valley Parade. Good to see Adore make a return to Valley Parade. Obviously, for playing for Grimsby. Last I checked was Jamie Walker, he's injured, but apparently he will be at the game watching it, most likely. So I hope I do see him because I've got some words for him. But all in all, it should be a good game. Bradford should easily win that. Even though Grimsby did beat Man United somehow. But they were lucky for that. But yeah, should be a good game over and all. Let's get this win and then advance on to the next part of the group stage.
So, rumours of Andy Cook possibly may either be starting or on the bench tomorrow, Haru. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, Cookie back on the bench. Oh, I've not seen that, to be honest with you, Johnny. It'll be good to see Cookie back from injury. Obviously, being injured since New Year's Day last year, or this year. But yeah, obviously he won't be starting. He'll be on. Obviously, like I said, he'll be on bench. If Cookie could make an appearance somehow in tomorrow's fixture, that would be nice to see. But I'm glad he's doing fine. I've seen him in training. He's getting fit a bit day by day. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get fit enough so he could play against Newcastle and go up to St James's Park, because we all know that's Cookie's team. But yeah, I'd love to see Cookie back. Obviously, it's going to take him a while to prove himself that he's able to be match fitness for a full 90 minutes, because the likes of Stephen Humphries, Wolves one, taken over his position really. So let's just see how well when he comes back, see what he does, to see what he's missed out on, and to see if he's still got that goal scoring machine inside him.
So Callie thinks they've said that to get bums on seats. And for people who are not at the game tomorrow, it's £5 for adults, the £1 for kids. But I want to get also, Haru, your thoughts on Scott Banks has returned to the EFL and is joined Blackpool on a season-long loan from
Scott Banks.
Yep, Scott Banks. Scott Banks
has returned back to the EFL League One to join Blackpool. Bloody hell. It's good to see him back in the English Football League, even though he's not playing for us now. It's good to see him back. So obviously when we go to play Blackpool away, or when they come to play us at Valley Parade, it'll be good to see him if he's playing. It'll be nice to see him again. Honestly, I've got nothing bad to say about him. He was an exceptional player for us when he was on loan to us. He was a very exceptional player for us. Obviously, for that second half against Carlisle in semi-finals, if Mark Hughes had sent him off, we most likely could have possibly won that game, but we'll go into that. But yeah, he was an exceptional player for us, and I don't doubt that he'll be an exceptional player for Blackpool as well. So good luck to Scott Banks. Congratulations on the move. And I'd love to see you play against the Bantams when it is our turn to play.
So before we get to Jack, who's got his hand up there, Robbie's put, be nice to see Tyler Smith, to be honest. If he is here after 7, we need to make something of him. So, Jack, you got your hand up, bud?
Yeah, I just want to say to Blackpool fans, don't fall in love with Scott Banks. Because
yeah, don't fall in love with him.
Don't fall in love with him. He's a great player, but at the end of the day, obviously, the saying, don't fall in love with a loanee.
Yeah, we did that, and our hearts were broken when he left.
So, guys, there is rumours of a possible player joining Bradford. And the rumour is this is an exclusive from the Daily Mail. Bradford City have agreed a deal to sign Tom McTire on loan from Portsmouth. The 26-year-old defender has been subject to interest from several League One clubs this summer, plus now close to Pompey exit. So what's your thoughts on that, Jack?
Yeah, it's another defender in the bag, isn't it? He's a loan from Portsmouth Championship club, so he has Championship experience coming down to League One. In my opinion, I don't think we need more defenders. More defenders would be great because of obviously the injuries that we're picking up at the minute, but we need another striker, in my opinion, and obviously we can't really pull one out in the next 40 minutes. So a defender's a defender, and injuries come and go. So it's just a backup, isn't it?
Haru?
Yeah, I completely agree with Jack there. It's just another defender in the bag. Obviously, from Pompey, so he's got championship experience. If he comes to Bradford, he's going to give that experience to him, possibly help us get into championship if we push enough. But yeah, I agree with what Jack said. If the injuries we're picking up at the minute, we do need another striker in my opinion as well. Not just Cook it. Obviously, we've got another striker. We've got some strikers as well, but just in case anything could go wrong. It is football, end of the day. So if we could sign another striker just before deadline day, that'll be perfect. But I've not seen him play because obviously I don't watch a lot of Championship. So, and I have seen his stats as you were just saying there, Johnny. But just reading his stats, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player. 26-year-old. He's got some experience on him. Still young, kind of. But he should bring some. If he gets just signed for the Bantam, he will bring amazing experience to the club. So if it does happen, it happens. That's all I can say.
So for people who don't know, the transfer window closes at 7 p.m. tonight, and it's 11 p.m. in Scotland. So now, guys, we're going to move over to your score predictions. There's quite a few games tomorrow, so I just want the name of the team who you think is going to win, and also if you're on TikTok, YouTube, and other social sites, get your names in of the team who you think is going to win. So, Stockport versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think Stockport is going to win that. Peru.
I've got a feeling Stockport's going to win that, and that will be a 2-1 victory to Stockport.
Jack.
Stockport.
Then we've got Wigan Salford. I think Salford's going to win that. Jack.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll go with Salford.
Peru.
Ooh, yeah, I'll go with Salford and all.
I have accepted you, Josh, so hopefully it comes through.
Salford.
Okay. So then we have got next up Doncaster versus Everton Academy, and I think Doncaster are going to win that. Peru.
Doncaster will easily win Everton's Academy, and that will say 2-0.
Jack.
I'm going to have to say Everton after watching what Donny did the other day against Rotherham.
Josh.
Donny.
Then, obviously, if people on TikTok, we've got Bradford, Grimsby. I think Bradford are going to win that, and I'm going to say 2-0. Haru?
Bantams win that 3-0, just so I can say so much, Jamie Walker.
Jack?
2-1 City.
Josh?
3-0 Bradford.
Okay. So then we've got Lincoln, Notts County. I think Lincoln are going to win that. Haru?
Sorry, Notts County fans, but I'm going to have to go with the Lincoln 2-0.
Jack?
Notts County.
Josh?
2-0 Notts County.
Then we've got Bolton, Rotherham. I think Bolton are going to win that. Haru?
Looking at obviously Rotherham's last game and Bolton's last game, I've got a feeling that Bolton will win that with a 2-1 victory.
Jack?
Bolton Wanderers.
Josh? Josh? Okay, Huddersfield, Newcastle. Haru?
Newcastle to beat the Dog Shaggers easily, 1-0.
Jack?
I 100% agree with Haroon. Fuck the Dog Shaggers.
Then we've got,
Fuck the Dog Shaggers.
then we've got Fleetwood, Accrington and Stanley. Haru?
Fleetwood versus Accrington Stanley, who are they exactly? Gonna go with an Aki 2-0.
Jack?
Accrington Stanley.
Then we have got Port Vale versus Leeds United Academy. I think Port Vale are going to win that. Jack?
Port Vale.
Haru?
Johnny, by the way, you said the wrong name for that second team, but it's going to be Port Vale, and I'm going to say 1-0 to Port Vale.
Okay. Are you back,
Fuck the
Josh? So that silence is a no. Right. Burton versus Liverpool Academy. I think Liverpool Academy is going to win that. Haru?
Obviously, you know what I'm going to say here, Johnny. Liverpool Academy win 3-0.
Jack?
Liverpool.
Graham, I have sent you an invite if you want to join. Then we have got Crewe versus Chesterfield. I think Crewe's going to win that. Haru?
Sorry, Crew fans, but I'm going to have to back the Chessies. 2-0.
Jack?
Chelsea.
Then we've got Plymouth versus Cheltenham. I think Cheltenham are going to win that. Haru?
I think Cheltenham's going to win that easy 2-1.
Jack?
Yeah, I agree. Cheltenham. Plymouth are falling apart.
Then we've got Shrewsbury, Walsall. I think Shrewsbury are going to win that. Haru?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there, Johnny. Shrewsbury win it 1-0.
Jack?
I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to go for Walsall.
FC Bottle Jobs.
Swindon, Reading. I think Reading's going to win that. Haru?
Ooh, I'm going to say Reading 2-0.
Jack?
Swindon.
Then we have got AFC Wimbledon versus Stevenage. I think Stevenage are going to win that. Haru?
Gonna go with the Stevenage 2-0 win.
Jack?
Stevenage.
Then we have got Bromley versus Crystal Palace Academy. I think Bromley's going to win that. Haru?
Ooh, you know what? Let's go. Let's back Bromley. We'll say 2-0.
Jack?
Bromley.
Then we have got Peterborough versus Leyton Orient. I think Peterborough's going to win that. Haru?
Obviously, I'm going to say Peterborough 1-0, even though they are falling apart currently in League One.
Jack?
Leyton Orient.
Okay. How's it going, Ashley and Amelia the Bantam? Hope you're both well. Then we have got Gillingham versus Fulham. I think Gillingham's going to win that. Haru?
What is it, Gillingham versus Fulham?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to back the Gills. I'm going to back the Gills. I'm going to say 2-0 to the Gills.
Jack?
Gillingham.
Then we have got Wickham Colchester. I think Wickham's going to win that. Haru?
Wickham versus Colchester. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Johnny. I'm going to say Colchester with that with the 1-0.
Jack?
Who was the first team, sorry?
Wickham.
Wickham.
Yeah, Colchester.
Then we have got Luton Barnet, and I think Luton are going to win that. Haru?
Luton versus Barnet. Sorry, Luton fans, but it's going to be Barnet with Ramoni Critchlow. We're 2-0.
And Jack?
Barnet.
So then we are going to nip on to the National League, because there's a couple of National League games on tomorrow. So same again, just want the name of the team who you think is going to win. So we've got Braintree versus Tamworth. Haru?
Oh, Tamworth with the 1-0.
Jack?
Tamworth.
Eastleigh Scunthorpe. Haru?
Scunny. We'll go good old Scunny 1-0.
Jack?
Scunny.
And if you do feel like you want to join, Graham, because we'll be going on to Carlisle in a couple of minutes. Morecambe Forest Green. Jack?
Oh, what a game that would be. I'm going to have to go with Forest Green.
Haru?
I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Jack. I'm going to go with the Morecambe 1-0 nil victory.
So then we've got Sunhill Moors versus Yeovil. Haru?
We got back to Leo Moors. I'm going to say that was a 2-1 win.
Jack?
Solihull.
Then we have got Wardstone. You've got Northains versus Southend. Jack?
Southend.
Haru?
Southend United with an easy 1-0.
Graham?
Southend.
So then we're going to move on to Wednesdays. This is only on National League games. So that leaves us nicely into Brackley Carlisle. Graham?
Difficult one, I think. It'll actually be a draw, I think.
Haru?
Graham, anytime Johnny asks me a question about Carlisle, I always think of you. Yeah, it will be a tough game, but I'm going to say Carlisle win 2-0.
Jack?
It boils my blood to say, but I'm going to have to say Carlisle.
Then we've got Halifax versus Working 9-5. I think Halifax is going to win that. Graham?
Woking.
Jack?
Woking.
Haru?
What's the first team again, Johnny?
Halifax.
Walking 2-0.
And then we've got just a couple of breaking news to come in. Wrexham have confirmed the double promotion winner George Evans has left Wrexham by mutual consent. Gillingham, the club, have clinched the signing of Johnny Smith on a season-long loan from Wigan. So that's transfer news at the minute. Where are we? Then we've got Gateshead versus Iltrium. Graham?
Altrincham.
I'm going to go Altrincham for that one.
Haru?
We'll go stay with Graham on that for the 1-0.
Jack?
Altrincham.
Then we've got Hartlepool versus Boston. Graham?
Hartlepool.
Haru?
It's going to be Hartlepool with a 2-1.
Jack?
Hartlepool.
Sutton versus Boreham Wood. Graham?
Draw written all over it.
Haru?
Yeah, I can agree with Graham. That's got draw written in the stars.
Jack?
I'm going to be barring and go with them both. Draw.
So then last game we've got Truro City versus Aldershot Town. Graham?
Aldershot looking good, so yeah, Aldershot.
Haru?
Yeah, I can agree with Graham there. Aldershot have been looking good, so I'm going to say a 2-1 win to Aldershot.
Jack?
Yeah, again, I'm going to have to agree with them. Aldershot.
So before I go back to Graham, rumours are circulating on social media that all of Sheffield Wednesday's transfer loan deals have all been axed due to an unknown reason. So Graham, as a Carlisle fan, obviously, do you want to plug your podcast, my friend?
Thank you very much, Johnny. Yeah, recently started a new podcast dedicated all around Carlisle. No national. Well, I've started integrating a little bit of National League into it, but mainly focused around Carlisle and any movements in or out, any news, going back on fixtures, looking ahead to fixtures. Yeah, please give it a listen.
And where can they listen to it, Graham?
It is available on Spotify and Amazon Music at the minute, but hoping to spread it out onto more platforms going forward.
Okay. So then that moves me nicely, Graham, onto Carlisle itself. So what is currently happening at Carlisle at the minute?
Not a lot at the minute. It makes a change. Me sat watching a deadline day without any sort of fear or anxiety or anything, because obviously National League doesn't really have a strict transfer. We've got it right through to the end of March, so it's nice to sit and watch a deadline day without any emotions. It's all right. Nothing major. A couple of injuries. We've got a couple of players missing, but they're not major. We've got Charlie Wyke, ex-Bradford player, not far away from a return, so looking forward to seeing him, see what he can do. Jordan Jones, pretty much ready to return, so that's two big name players to come in and hopefully improve us a little bit in the National League going forward.
I'll just mute myself typically. So, Graham, is there any ins or outs at Carlisle?
Nothing as yet. I'm still I'm hoping we can get rid of a couple, but I can't see any EFL teams coming in for them. So all quiet at the minute. Nothing. We can't really get any more in until we get some out because the squad's big enough as it is. So without any going out, I can't see us getting any in. So I can't see any more movement from us.
And Robbie's asked, is Breed staying?
Well, it looks that way. I did think there might have been some movement on deadline day. I thought an EFL club might have tried to look, but there's been no news, so it looks like he's staying. Bad news for I. Lewis, but yeah, looks like he's going to stay and keep that number 1 shirt.
And then we've now had Football League or Football League World on Twitter, aka X, has put an exclusive out saying Port Vale are set to sign Devante Cole after agreement was reached to terminate his West Brom contract. So, does anybody want to vent about anything, Graham?
Just about this money that's been chucked about in the Premier League. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. They're supposed to have this financial fair play, but people are just chucking money about, well, I say teams, the big six again are flexing the muscles with all the European money and stuff like that, and I just think it's wrong for the Premier League, and you're just going to get that same scenario we've had the last few years of the bottom 3 coming up and going straight back down because they can't make the financial fair play work like the big clubs can.
I fully agree with what Graham's just said there. Spending 125, this is aimed at Liverpool, spending 125 million on a striker from Newcastle when they've signed massive players already this season. If you think about it, look at Man City in the past, say 5 years. They've won the Premier League so many times. The Premier League needs to sort itself out. Like 125 mil for just one player is absolutely madness. And I massively agree with what Graham's just said there. It needs to be sorted.
Yeah, I agree with you there. They're just throwing money at the wall. Obviously, 125 million quid for Isak. It's obviously Premier League. Big boys are there. They're spending money left, right and centre. So before we get to Haru, according to Pete O'Rourke, Salford have agreed a deal to sign Wickham forward Daniel Udo, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, in a permanent move. Exeter have just signed Axel Higgins, is attacking midfield player who is primarily operated out wide, but is equal confident playing at the number 10 role. Sunderland defender Neil Higgins has agreed a loan move to Wickham.
I've just seen on Sky Sports, Johnny, sorry to interrupt you, that Rasmus Højlund has joined Napoli on loan from Man United.
Ooh,
Bloody hell.
What a signing.
That's what Ireland's got.
Yeah, it's all coming through now. Manuel, where is he gone before it goes? Manuel Bedison is heading to Swansea from Burnley. So transfer news is breaking every minute, so we'll try to bring you up to date transfer news as it breaks. And as it confirms, Swansea have signed Celtic striker Adam Iddy, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Oh, where have you gone? In a deal worth £7 million. So there is money getting thrown left, right and centre in all leagues. So Haru, do you want to vent about anything?
All I can say is that I agree with what Graham and Jack have said. Obviously coming from a family full of Liverpool fans, obviously 125 million for Alexander Isak, for them, and they've been saying, we've got Isak, we've finally done it, we've finally got the deal over the line. Amazing for Liverpool, bad news for Newcastle. Obviously, I've got a soft spot for Liverpool, so I can't say much of the fact, but what I can say about the financial fair play, yeah, I can agree with you guys there. It's a massive problem because nowadays the Premier League is just like a massive business. Billionaires are coming from all over the world buying clubs left, right, and centre. Like if we go back to like Barclays Premier League, that was a good that was a good time at Premier League. Like if you go back into like the mid 2000s, like the late 2000s, like say like 2007, 2008, like before Man City got bought out by billionaires, you know what I mean? Like back then that was good time, but nowadays it's just like like I said, the big six flexing the money again. Obviously with Man City, their 115 financial fair play charges are still pending review on the board. It's not come back saying that if they've been found guilty or not guilty, because we were supposed to get that back in sometime last year, about October time last year. Still, it's more delays. So what is the Premier League going to do about stuff like that? Because with the likes of Man City, they could just pay. They'll just bribe it off. Do you know what I mean? All allegedly, they're going to bribe it off and stuff like that. Allegedly, don't want to get over. But yeah, it's like what a lot of people say. Everyone on TikTok, Instagram, X, and Facebook. Man City will most likely get out of this. They won't get a point reduction. If they do get a point reduction, it'll be small. They won't be facing relegation and stuff like that unless the Premier Leagues and the financial fair play people step in and sort that out. And another one is VAR, because I'm not sure if it was I think it was Fulham game. The Fulham goal got disallowed, obviously, and then it came to at the end of all the games, the VAR rechecked it, and it said that the goal that got disallowed should not have been disallowed; it should have been given. So obviously, it's like what I said all the time. What is the Premier League and basically what is the Premier League going to do about VAR? Because this is either a nightmare or it's a daydream dressed as a bloody nightmare. Honestly, got a feeling that the VAR needs to be scrapped because they're saying that they're going to improve VAR, but what I can see, there's no improvement at all. And really, that's what I've got to say.
So before we move on to Jack, Middlesbrough. And for people who was the City history maker, John, I think I can't pronounce his last name, John Mclauglin, who used to play for Bradford City, has signed for Middlesbrough. The 37-year-old has been training at Borough for the past 6 weeks and will provide backup for Solburn and Seni Diag. So, Jack, do you want to chat about about anything?
I do, yes. On Saturday, I saw with my two eyes when we scored our third goal. Someone in the B block, in the atmosphere block, chucked a massive flag from the cop end and chucked it down, and it hit a kid in the face. I would like to say that we do not tolerate any of that. It's stupid. Don't chuck flags. We get given flags for free to build an atmosphere. There's no point or there's no need to chuck flags at anyone or anything.
Jack, if I could just interject there, I did see that when I was stood. Obviously, I wasn't in B block, but I know a lot of people in B block. Obviously, when I saw that, I messaged the drummer straight away, saying like, "You just seen what bloody happened?" And he said it was absolutely raging. Basically, what they're going to try to do now is find out who did it via CCTV and basically put sanctions on him because it did hit a ban.
I understand that, but it needs to get out there, doesn't it?
I know.
No need.
Yeah, exactly. I understand you, mate. I understand you. I completely get you.
Given flags to build an atmosphere, it's going to get to the point where we're going to stop given flags. We're not. That's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
The club.
Like that's what I've said to drummer because I normally when I'm in B block, and then when someone throws something, I immediately turn around and see who's done it. But obviously I wasn't there; I was sat somewhere else. But I did see it, and then I immediately messaged the drummer who did check it, and he was looking for the person that did it, but unfortunately could not find the person. So obviously he's already told City themselves, and right as what I was told as of this morning is that they are currently looking through CCTV footage at Valley Parade on that Saturday game to see who was throwing it so they can slap sanctions on the person that did it. Because end of the day, it hit a fucking kid. Bradford City does not tolerate that. It's like on Tuesday with the pyro. We don't tolerate that at all. If you're going to do shit like this, do not come to our games. Do not come to our club. End of.
So my event, obviously I wasn't at the game Saturday because that was a wedding. But Tuesday, I was at the Stoke game, and like Haru was saying there, pyrotechnics got brought into the ground, and I've seen the video from a source of the person throwing the flare, and then the person trying to run away, and then one of our fans collaring the fan who did it and nicely passing him on to a steward. And then reading from the TNA and also the Bradford City website, 2 people have been arrested for it. And I hope you get your tickets ripped up, and I hope you never come back to a game again.
But if you think about it, sorry.
Say that again.
No, I'll wait till you finished.
So we're bringing the pyrotechnics into the ground. You're not thinking about anyone else's safety. It is very dangerous bringing that in. That could have hit a kid. It could have hit somebody. It could have done something. It could have brought stuff back to the disaster at Bradford.
Yeah.
So stop being assholes and stop being paying asses and stop bringing pyrotechnics in to the football grounds.
Yeah, it was inches away from somebody's head.
Bradford will probably get fined for that.
Sorry,
Wages, that fine could bring in a transfer target. That fine could pay for someone's wages, also anything. So stop being assholes and stop bringing pyrotechnics in to the ground. That's my event. Jack, sorry, what are you saying, bud?
Yeah, speaking about pyros and stuff, it's massively fucking it's stupid. People need to stop bringing them into grounds and everything. But if you think about it as well, it is poor stewarding and policing at the end of the day as well. Because obviously as away fans we get searched. And obviously we're not getting searched well enough. And people like them people that are bringing pyros in and stuff. It is stupid for bringing them, but at the end of the day, that we get searched, but we don't get searched properly. So, in my opinion, it's the stewards and the police fault as well.
So, Robbie's rant is people buying or begging for tickets to sell them on Does My Head In. Then Callie's replied, usually for more money. Robbie's put, you don't know if kids bring them in. You can't touch kids under 16, so can't win.
Yeah.
So yeah, what people normally do is they normally pass the flare to a child, and the child normally brings it in because they can't get searched at the turnstile. But like at the Bradford game, they did have like a sniffer dog there. So obviously that sniffer dog didn't do its job. So it might not be looking for pyrotechnics, so it might have been looking for other stuff. Haru, you got your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to interject what Jack just said about poor policing and stewarding. I got patted down at the Stoke game twice. I went through the metal scanner thing, where they have a portable metal scanner. Right. They've done that on me, they've patted me down twice, put a dog around me and let me through, right? That dog wasn't searching for pyrotechnic, it was searching for other substances, obviously, that is also illegal at football. But when the people get scanned, because even youngsters that don't get patted, they still get metal scanned, which is alright, but thing is, with the pyrotechnic, it's got a metal ring on it, which would have scanned if they did their job properly, and they didn't pull him aside and get the pyro off him. So basically, long story short, is that they need to up the policing of the stewarding, because yes, there was a heavy police presence at the Stoke game, but there was nothing really done, do you know what I mean? And obviously, like what Robbie just said, that people that will buy the pyros will give it to the younger kids to sneak into the stadium and then hand it back over, or they will let them keep them. Because I know relentless people who do ask for pyros on the regular basis, do go into fireworks shops and buy pyros. These fireworks shops, I'm sorry, but they need to check ID for when they buy fireworks, because it's illegal to sell them to anybody under the age of 18. If you're not 18 or over, you're not supposed to be buying these kind of items. Do you know what I mean? Like, honestly, it's ridiculous. Like, yes, we are going to be using pyros at the Huddersfield game, walking from North Parade to Valley Parade for the march for Huddersfield at home.
That's right. What I was about to say is we use using pyros outside of the ground, away from the ground, I get, but inside the ground,
exactly,
don't do it.
And I swear to God, if I see any Pyros at that Huddersfield game at home, inside VP, carnage will break loose because I'm sorry, but these people who bring Pyros into games are uneducated because this year is the 40 years since the Bradford City fire back in 1985. 40 years since the 11th of May. Right? And I'm pretty sure they might have families that were there at the fire who might have survived, who might not have survived, you know what I mean? Like, and these kids need to be educated because one day they will do this in front of the wrong person. Like what you said, Johnny, with that guy that just gripped that fan who had the pyro and handed him to Stuart. He could have just punched him right there and then, do you know what I mean? Like, these kids need to be educated on on the history on Valley Parade. And I know some of them have been educated and they just don't care. And if you're not going to care, do not come to our club. Do not come to our games. End of story.
So the last thing on this, guys, is basically what Callie's saying here. I 100% agree with you, Callie. If you know anyone who brings a pyro into the ground, dob them in.
100%.
100%.
And Callie couldn't even walk through North Parade. It was too hard. So a bit of context for that. Callie was in the fire. So with pyros and stuff going off, it does give her flashbacks to the fire.
Yeah.
So, Graham.
Yes, Johnny.
What's on your plate, my friend?
I've had steak, mushrooms, and homemade chips.
Any sauce?
No sauce.
Haru.
I've had a jacket potato with tuna, cheese, and beans, and I've had a Pepsi Max for a drink.
Jack?
I have had a Greg sandwich. I had chicken mayo. With a week
egg fried rice. Callie's had a fish finger sandwich. Callie, have you had any sauce on this fish finger sandwich? Give you a couple of minutes to answer before we disappear. So there's nothing else come through on the Bradford City end as yet as incomes or outcomes. So, oops, she's had mayo on it. Right. So on that note,
Mayo?
Yeah, mayo. Marcus has had some homemade chili. Sounds nice. Hope it don't burn. And in the taste, chili's always hot in the mouth for me. I'm not a big fan of chili. So anything else? Callie, have you got else you want to say or you finish off with? Marcus, same to you.
Johnny, can I just say, going back to these pyros, I just don't agree with them full stop. You don't need a pyro to make an atmosphere. I know you're on about this march and stuff, but you don't even need them for that. Just bring your flags, bring your colours, bring your noise. That's all you need to make an atmosphere. You don't need pyros full stop. They just need to stop being brought full stop.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to start doing now because when I spoke to the drummer, he said he was determined to win the pyros not, but he said he's more lenient towards not using pyros, but we'll see what happens in closer to that day, to be honest.
Right, lads. I want to say thank you for Graham, Haru, Jack, Robbie, Callie, Ashley, Marcus, and others for all joining. Hope you've enjoyed the podcast today. The podcast will be back Friday at 6 o'clock for the game against Donny. And also the football show will be interacted in that. So hopefully you'll be there as well. Callie, I'll see you at Donny as well. So if you do like what you're hearing, Chickens on the Loose podcasts and all podcast services. Also, we've got a small Facebook page, Up the Chickens on Facebook, where we do Golden Goal every match day and Super 6 every season. And there's a new Super 6 out, so go and join that. Also listen to Graham's podcast. And that's it, really. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and always up the fucking chickens. Good night.
it, Mark, if we beat you on Thursday. I absolutely love it, in the words of Kevin Keegan.
Allocated. Tommy Lee lifted up towards the edge of the area. Byrne tries to get underneath it. Lashley will hit it. Deflected. It's in! And that's the move! Unbelievable! That's the move! Unbelievable! In the dying seconds, Bradford City have found the goal that sends them automatically into League One.